welcome to Krafting Kitty. My name is Erin. It is Saturday. I'm getting a late start. We had a really weird day today. But here I am to do my weekly roundup. My weekly roundup. Yeah. What is a weekly roundup? Well, once a week I like to get with you guys and show you what I've been doing with my crafting time. I don't know why I've become Old West, but I have. I like to talk to you about my FOs, finished objects, if I have any. Spoiler alert, nope, I don't got any. But I gave you a preview. I finished some with Tackle It Tuesday, so I don't know. Those were held over for the week before. It doesn't matter. And then we talk about my works in progress. Any whips I have, which of course I have many. Quick update, I did find Bingo's knit dress. I do not have it with me because there's been a shuffling of projects. First of all, I showed you I finished the froggy socks. Chomps had asked me if I would make one of their teachers a cowl because she complimented his cowl. And he was very excited that she knew what the word cowl was. I was like, sure, why not? I don't know how much to give away because it's supposed to be a surprise. But because that is a time-sensitive project, I obviously need to finish it before the end of the school year. I moved that to be my car project. Previously, socks were my car project. So it had been my, when the kids go play outside, kind of main level project. So I moved Bingo's knit dress to be the main level project. It's such an easy pick up, put down project. That's the project I work on if the kids are playing outside, if I'm cooking and it's like, boil this for 10 minutes. I'm like, well, I could mess around on my phone or I could be productive. So I often turn on a YouTube video, listen to like it's radio, and then, you know, knit away. So that's what's happening with that. And I don't gather those projects because it's a to-do, let's be honest. And it's easier. I tend to forget to take it back out to the car if it's the car project. And then it's a mess because I'm bored sitting in line. So anyway, that's what's happening with those two projects. So you're not going to see that dress again until it's done. When that will be, I don't know. Summer is coming. The days are getting nicer, so the kids are going to play outside more, which means I will likely be able to knit more. Often if we're inside playing, I don't know how to describe it, but I have to be a bit more hands-on and directing in the play. And when in the backyard and the kids and dogs are running around, they're just being doofuses. And they're just having fun. I don't have to be like super involved in the play. I hope that makes sense. I think that would make sense to y'all. So yeah, the car project, I'm impressed with how quickly it's going, and I think I'm gonna have no problem finishing it by the end of the year. I'd say give me a couple of weeks and I think you'll be seeing that. What else do I have? Oh, let's talk about what's on my dress forms here, because I always forget that. This is my Love of My Life shawl. I made, that's from Bag O' Day Pattern. I finished this last week, but I didn't do the video. It's using Big Twist Glam in this gorgeous glitter. Oh, I love it. Colorway is Dusty Plum. It's long been discontinued. I used 200 gram cakes of it. I had 4 total. So I will be giving, at some point, someone will get their hands on 2 cakes of it as well. And we'll see what they decide to create with it. This is my Age of Brass and Steam. It comes in multiple sizes. I did the more shawl version, but you can make a kerchief size as well. It's using West Yorkshire spinners. I believe it was Essential DK, but don't quote me on the type. I do know the colorway is Rum Paradise because it made me giggle and think of Pirates of the Caribbean every time I worked on it. But where's the rum? So what else do I have to show you? I did work on my bias scarf, the pickle jar project. There you go. Aberdeen Wool's pickle jar. This is a refill. I finished my cowl and now I'm making the other project, which is a kind of a bias crescent shawl or scarf type thing. I got about half of this week's mini done. Didn't get super far, but here it is. So that's, it's kind of nice because I can actually hold it up and you can see. So there's that. The newest color I'm working on. This is going to be amazingly long, I think, when it's done. But I love how hodgepodge crazy it kind of is, but it still kind of works. I love it. It's eclectic. It's fancy. It's cool. Last year, I'm just moving forward. I guess I could tell you more. You can buy that from Aberdeen Wools in Canada. I don't know what current pricing is. I haven't checked. I'm trying, with everything going on, I don't fully understand what's going on with the tariffs. It's like whiplash trying to figure it out. So I have really curbed my outside the US purchases, and that makes me sad because there are a lot of small businesses like Aberdeen Wools that I love to support, and Tyler up there tempting me with these emails and Facebook posts and Ginger Snap. Gosh, she's got gorgeousness going on. But we'll just, it's a wait and see. I don't know. What are you guys doing? I don't know. I mean, like smaller purchases, I think I'd be okay with, but I am looking for, if you guys see anything, I'm looking for a Halloween advent. I saw that Dragon Horde Yarn has one, and that looks very interesting. I really enjoy Tristan, but I got her Christmas in July advent, and I would really like to spread the advent love and maybe get a different dyer. For Christmas, I've already got my Christmas advent. I'm going to do Hue Loco, which is my first time buying Hue Loco as well, so I'm very excited there. But if you guys hear of a Halloween advent, let me know. I'd love to check it out. I'm in the market for one. I keep forgetting to say this. My neighbor across the street who does the beautiful crochet, she made Bingo the Hooked on Sunshine blanket. She's working on another one, but she's using Caron Skinny Cakes in the color Buttermint. And she's going to run out. She thinks she needs just one more cake, and she doesn't even think she needs a full one. If any of you have one in your collections that you're willing to bargain with, if you had two, that would be super awesome. But she really thinks she needs one. Please send me an email. I'd love to hear from you. I am willing to purchase. I'm willing to trade. I'm willing to, I don't know what, but yeah, she's kind of in panic mode. She thought she overbought. No one likes to be in that situation with a discontinued colorway. Like, oh no! She really thought she had more than enough, and it's not gonna work out. We've all been there. So if anybody could help me out, help her out, that would be awesome. Please. And now I totally don't remember what I was saying. I don't know. It doesn't matter, does it? We'll just move on. If it comes back to me, it comes back to me. But I needed to remember to say that because the last couple of videos I had meant to say it and I totally forgot. Okay, so 2024 5 is my year of tackling. We're looking at my yarn collection. We're looking at my whips. We're trying to tackle these problem. Are they a problem? They take up space. See, this is the deal. I've run out of yarn collection space. I've got lots of whips. If I can get the whips out, I have more space. And by going through my collection, we're making more space for yarn. So I think it is all kind of interconnected, interrelated, whatever. But in 2024, my theme was amigurumi. I was trying to increase my amigurumi skills. I have been pulling amigurumi forward. If you're curious, 2023 was my year of socks. And since then, I have not... This is the first time in a very long time I have not had socks on the needles. I feel maybe I should just cast one on to keep the streak going. Don't do it, Erin. I want to do it. Don't do it. Well, I'd have to get the winder out. Anyway, so in continuing, basically, the kids are super excited for the amigurumi. I'm not sure I increased my skills all that much. This is not my strong suit in crochet, but it makes the kids happy. So I've been making everything from this book, Crochet Cute Critters by Sarah Zimmerman, who is Repeat Crafter Me on the YouTube streets. A couple of eagle-eyed people said, wait a second, you missed this loader. In the past, I had made a few of these. So before this project, I had made the jellyfish, the x-ray fish, the zebra, and the viper, the snake. So those have already been made, so I'm not making them again. So basically we take 2, the kids pick which one they want, they tell me their colors, they pick their eyes, they make as many decisions as they can, and then I craft it. We are working on, what am I working on? Oswald the Owl right now, and I'm going to be totally honest. I was shocked that Bingo wanted the owl and Chomps wanted the nightingale. So this is Sarah's owl. I'm nearly done. I'm getting close, but not quite there. This, oh, it went really dark. This is Bingo's conception of the owl. She wanted purple for the body and the eyes. She picked the red-orange color. I'm not sure you can see on the purple. She wanted the beak and the feet to be pink, and then she picked bright stripes. That's the colorway, bright stripes, for the head and the wings. I had a ball of bright stripes. It was not enough. So luckily my Walmart had 2 and I grabbed them both. So yeah, red heart, jumbo bright stripes. That's what I'm using, which just means I'm going to have even more for their crazy creations. The purple is Loops and Threads Soft Classic in Raspberry, and the pink is Big Twist Value in Medium Rose. So I see the head went real wonky when I sewed the wing on. It's like, hey, how you doing? I'm hoping when I sew the other wing on, it'll kind of force it back. We'll see. Otherwise, it's just a, hey, how you doing, owl? But yeah, 1 wing and the feet, and it will be done. So I'm very excited. So hopefully next week, I'll be showing you a finished owl. I kind of, if I finish the amigurumi in the middle of the week, I don't start a new one. So I'll show it to you guys, and then I'll have the kids pick their next 2, and we'll go from there. The final project I'm sharing is also in line with the whole yarn management. I've been trying to pull yarn down off of the wall that we've looked at, and we've said, this is, Erin's keeping this, and this is a project she wants to do. Love of My Life shawl, that was the one. I finished this one, so I needed to grab another one. If you recall, I had made an order from Knit Picks, and I bought a couple of color packs. And I said I wanted to make a star blanket with one of them. And it's the, I don't know what color pack it is, but it's Brava Worsted. And I started making a star blanket. Now, I had thought, you guys, if you can help me, I'd really like it. I thought Bod had like a 5-6 star blanket, and I can't find it anywhere. I had it in my watch later. I noticed when I went to go do this, I couldn't find that blanket, but there was a video in my watch later that was marked private. And I'm wondering if it was that blanket. Now I do see the Granny Stitch. She had a Granny Stitch star blanket. But I had, in my head, it was like a 5 or a 6 point solid star. So having that in my head, I went ahead and searched, and Mikey over at the Crochet Crowd has a video from like 9 years ago of exactly what I had in my head. So that's what I'm following. It's a 5-point star, and this is my second ball. I'm almost done. My plan is to finish this ball today. So I'm 2 balls in. I started with the stripy one, and now I'm doing the speckled one, and then I have 3 solid colors I'm going to end it with. I think this is so adorable. I really love this. I will link his video down below. It's one of those where he found a pattern on Yarnspirations, so there is a free written pattern as well. But this is so fun. I have avoided the star craze, but I'm going to be honest, Heather the Crochet Witch has been sending me pictures and gotten me excited about star blankets, the 6-day star. So I will be making the 6-day star blanket, although I know there's some controversy surrounding it. But I'm going to make that blanket. I've decided I have 2 Caron anniversary cakes from a couple years ago up on my wall that I wanted to make a blanket with. So those are going to be the 6-day star. And then I think it's going to be massive. It's going to be fantastic. I love it. And then the other star is going to be the one where I have, again, think back to Yarn Management Monday. I had 10 skeins of a yarn. 5 of them are the Hirschner's Turkish Direct, and the other 5 are Soho Twirly Whirl. Exact same yarn, different labels. That one I'm going to make a star out of this Afghan book that I think, was it Diamond? Diamond, was it you who put me on this book? And I am going to make the Round Ripple Afghan. It is more, it's kind of stripy. It's more like a 10-12 point star in what I'm seeing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe it's 8. I don't know, it's hard to tell because of how it's draped in the picture. But there you go, that's what I'm going to make. But mine is, I'm just going to let the stripes and the twirly whirl yarn flow. So it's not going to be as stripy as that. But there, that's what I'm doing. Round Ripple Afghan right there. I think that's going to be adorable. I can't wait to make that one. So anyway, my husband Brian told me that one of his associates at work is expecting. So I think he's eyeing this star blanket. I don't know if I'm willing to give this one up. And I feel awful. This is so soft, and I am enamored with how the colors are coming together. But I also don't know if it's really going to be a usable size for myself. So he's going to look at the other baby blankets I have and see if he wants to give one of those to the family. He might want this one. I don't know. I mean, I could like give it to Bingo and it's still like here, and she loves the blanket so much. But that feels a little cheaty, doesn't it? But sometimes we can keep cakes, like this shawl. When I was making this shawl, I totally thought, oh, this is going to be a giveaway shawl. Oh, I did alter this shawl. One second. Let me get it down. I forgot to mention when I showed this, I ran out on the last row. So instead of doing a solid row, I did like a fillet row for the last row, and I really like the effect. So I just did, the corners were pretty much like normal, or the points were like normal, but then I did like double crochet, chain one, skip one, double crochet. And it worked out perfectly. And I even think it kind of worked in the down parts. But yeah, that's the one change I did, and I think it looks quite lovely. And it kind of harkens back to these holy bits in the shawl. But there you go. That is one change I did, because I was like 3/4 done with the row and I ran out of yarn, and I was like, I have those extra cakes. I can go grab one and, like, you know, snip a couple yards off and still give it away. Or I could be creative. And I thought I would rather be creative and let someone have 2 full cakes. Although I also believe any one of you would have understood the predicament and been fine with it. But there you go. If you are running out of yarn and looking for a creative way to change it, that's what I did, and I think it looks lovely. What else do I have? That was the last, wasn't it? Yeah, I didn't work on my C2C at all. Oh, what's going on here? Okay. Got a text message from Brian. Okay, so that's all of the crafty goodness I have today. I would like to talk a little bit about my book. If you're not interested, thank you so much for stopping by and talking craftiness with me. I was going to say I didn't show any knit, but I did. This is knit. The downstairs project and the car project are both knit. So I have a number of knit projects on the go. Just only one to share today. So yeah, I'd love to know what you're working on. What's exciting you? What's going on? Are you watching these Hirschner's bonus day sales? I have been good for the past 2 days. Yeah, I guess Hirschner's is having some sort of bonus day sales through the 21st, and they're adding new things to the sale each day. So there's a couple more days where something interesting might pop up. We'll see. Yeah, let me know what... Oh, I already took my yarn out for my next sock. I'm sorry, I got distracted by a hole on my yarn wall and I couldn't remember what was going on. Let me know what's exciting you, what patterns you're doing, what projects you're working on. Are you in the midst of Star Blanket Mania, or are you already done with it? Yeah. I've got those 3. I've got the one I'm working on and then 2 more planned. I think that's likely the end of my Star Blanket Mania, but we'll see. We shall see. I do have a lot of other items planned. So my goal is, I've got a lot of blankets on the yarn wall. And you think, oh, the blankets, that pulls out a lot of yarn, and it really does. But I've also got a lot of blankets in the works. So I'm going to bounce back and forth. I'll do a blanket project, then I'll pick a different project, and then I'll do a blanket project. I already have my different project picked out. It's actually not a project. My next project's already picked out. It's not a project that we discussed in yarn management, but I was sitting here looking at the yarn wall, and I've got gorgeous ice Rockstar yarn that I got from Seta, and I really want to work with it. I want to try it. And suddenly it popped into my head to make a dragon egg dice bag. Heather the Crochet Witch was talking about making some for her, for potentially a table at Free Comic Day. And I was like, oh, Heather, what pattern do you use, and do you think this would be enough? And she was like, oh yeah, I bet you could even maybe make 2. So we'll see. But yeah, I also, from my Hobium order, got a green colorway that Brian was like, oh, that looks like beetles. And I just think it's so cool. So I could potentially make, the one from Seta is purple, of course. But a purple and a green one, that would be so cool. And then, because I have 5 of the rock and roll from Hobium, I think that's right. I might have gotten the name switched around. I think I still have enough to make a hat and cowl set out of the remaining green. I think so. Anyway, I'm making plans. A dice bag out of the purple is going to be the next project, though, when I finish the star bag. And then I'll do another blanket. And then I don't want to plan too far ahead. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but that's kind of the plan there. Yeah, let me know how you plan. Do you like plan way ahead, or do you want to fly by the seat of your pants? Because sometimes there is a project that just sweeps you away and you want to start it, and nothing can get between you and that project. I'm always open for those days. So, since we're done talking crafting, we are going to talk books. Big news! I finished it. I finished The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. I loved this book. This book is fantastic. If you are into high fantasy, Brandon Sanderson is a master of the genre, and this book is wonderful. It is a planned 10-book series, and the first, I'm going to get this wrong. I know for sure the first 4 books are out. I think the first 5 books. I think the 5th book just came out. People who know better than me, please correct me if I'm wrong. But this is the first one. This is the Stormlight Archive is the series. The book is The Way of Kings. It is fantastic. I've been racking my brain trying to figure out a way to describe this book. It's definitely, so there's magic. There is politics. It's in the vein of Game of Thrones, but not. There's like very structured courting. I know Game of Thrones has a bit of some more spicy scenes, we'll say. There is really none of that in here. So no fear if you are not a fan of spice. If you want spice in your books, this might not be for you. But yeah, this is fantastic. But I was thinking of trying to rack my brain of how do you describe this book without giving away plot, because I don't want to give away plot if people want to read it. I think this book is about, I'm going to say, hope and faith, and what happens and how people react when it's lost. And I think that sounds kind of highbrow and high-minded, but I think that's a theme. In the beginning of the book, there are some, I'm going to say that, I want to say godlike, but I feel like they're more like angel, thinking from like, I come from a Christian framework. This is how I'm going to frame things. They're kind of like angels. They've got superpowers. They're battling in this battle of good and evil. And it's like in the prologue, so I don't think I'm giving away too much. They walk away. And then you fast forward and like you're boom into an assassination of a king. And you're like, whoa, what's going So there's the politics, but there's also the king was becoming more spiritual. There's this whole feeling of like things are changing. There's revelations, but like it feels like there's like the faith in the king, and that gets stripped away. There's a soldier whose faith in his commanders, whose hope there is stripped away. Tremendous losses from this character. There's another one of the main characters is trying desperately to hold on to her family, and what would you do in that situation? And yeah, I just think there's a lot of what do you do when your hope and faith are shaken? How do you react? All that. So I kind of think that that's a theme. But yeah, this is really good. This is really, I mean, like, it's even in the beginning of the blurb on the back. I long for the days before the last desolation, before the heralds abandoned us and the night's radiant turned against us. Those are like the godlike angel characters I'm talking about. When there was still magic in Roshar and honor in the hearts of men. Like, that's like, boom! What, I really liked it. I am so excited to start the next book, but I'm going to take a break. I've got so much on my TBR. I need to be read list. I need to cycle other things in. So I'm reading a rare thing for me, a nonfiction book. Carl Sagan's Demon Haunted World. Something about like a candle in the science as a candle in the darkness, as a light in the darkness. Something. Anyway, it's Carl Sagan, nonfiction. I've just barely started it. I'm on like page 8 right now. But this one got me hooked. I had like 200 pages left, and on Wednesday night I stayed up till midnight and just could not put it down. I had to finish it. Brandon Sanderson's book's definitely near the end. It's like a freight train. And I love it. I love it. Oh, it was fantastic. I can't wait. Litnitz, thank you. She just read Lee Bardugo. And you commented that, and I haven't responded because I want it still in my comment list. But I've heard wonderful things about the book you were talking about, and I couldn't figure out why her name was so familiar. She did the Grisha books. I keep thinking Stormlight Archive. It's not Grisha. Six of Crows, and but the other ones. Shadow and Bone. I have had those on my shelf forever to read, and I haven't read it. But, I mean, I hear such wonderful things about that other book. The new book, I'm going to have to read that too. It's like the... oh, I'm not going to find it quick, am I? I hope I can find it quick. There you go. The Familiar by Lee Bardugo. I hope that's how you say your name. Leighbardugo. I will say, Litnitz is one book recommender who has never led me astray. Ray from Ray Yarn Addiction is the other one. So, I have heard wonderful things about that author. I've had many of her books purchased, wanting to read them soon. I'm going to add that one. I really am interested in it. So thank you. I love all of the book recommendations. It takes me a while to read them, but I jot all of them down. I put them in my Goodreads. Sometimes I see one and I get so excited I have to immediately go out and grab it. But I've been trying to not do that because I told you about the literal topple over event I had. That was a lot to clean up, and it was frankly eye-opening and a little bit embarrassing, but that's okay. I mean, sometimes until something like that happens, you don't realize what you've done. And I can only blame myself, but I'm also not sad about it because I love books. I don't think, I've said this before, and I love that Brian's mom, my mother-in-law, agrees with me. It's never a waste to get a book. But they're always worth it. I agree completely. I do wonder if I counted all the books at the house, how close to an actual library we'd be at. Do you think the kids' books count? So they say you have to have 1,000 books to be a library. I wonder how close we are. I don't know. I'm not going to count. I don't have the time to do that. But someday I'd like to catalog them. Just like someday I'd like to have my yarn organized. One thing first. Okay. I love you all. I love you all. Thank you so much for indulging and chatting with me. I will see you tomorrow. I should see you tomorrow. I'm going to try to film another video and get it uploaded. I had mentioned Dragon Horde yarn. It's right there. I really want to open this and see. It was a cowl pre-order, and I really want to. I don't remember at all which colorway I ended up getting because I was flipping through so many of them. She had so many gorgeous choices. Okay, now I'm stopping. Bye-bye.